Yes, absolutely. So we actually should have probably discussed what we were going to do again beforehand. Sure. Absolutely. Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm writing down stuff that I watched this week. Let's see. How do I find it, Jarrett? Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Jarrett Hubbard. Did you post it under the oh, okay. I am so mother. This is bad. Technology, am I right? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, sure. I want to copy the link. Copy it. Okay. We're figuring things out now. You Rube. So, for the sake of uh, consistency, I'm going to start the show like we normally do. And we're going to do that for our podcast. So, when we do the editing, we'll have a starting place and a stopping place. It won't just be hopping into, the show like we're doing on YouTube Live. Okay. Oh, so you're not recording the Zoom call right now? Oh, neat. I that's fair. And this is our first time, so it'll be cool and fun and new, exciting, all those things. Yeah, no, it will because I was so tired of doing that. Truly, like I don't think you understand. I think you understand, but not quite. Look, man, I show up. Thank you. I appreciate that. um, so since we're not recording yet on our Zoom meeting for the podcast, um, so we're gonna start with how we normally start. What have you watched? And then do you want to do the our movies first and then do the Golden Globe thing? I think that's probably the best way to do it, just so we can end with like the big thing, and then we'll go into what movies we're going to give each other. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I was going to do that already. So I intentionally did not watch my prompted movie because I want this to be something that we do with viewers. So I rethought what I was telling you about doing it a little bit faster and decided that in order to get the full effect of the 52-week process, I'm going to do one a week and invite our viewers to join me, if that makes sense. So Oh, you did? Can you talk about that next week? Okay, cool. Because I intentionally didn't watch the King's Speech for that reason. So if we can tag team that, that'll be something we can do together. So, so we'll introduce that. We'll do that in the beginning. So we'll do what have you watched? Introduce the news segment. Which do we have a name for that, or are we just going to call it the 52-week challenge? Yeah, that's cool. I'm cool with that. So we'll do the introduction. Everyone's a critic. And then we'll talk about the movies we watched this week. So mine was Clue, yours was Seven. We'll hop into the Golden Globes. We'll end by giving a movie and what to expect. And then we'll end it from there, I think. If you're cool with that, I'm cool with that. So for everybody listening, this is how we do our show every week. a lot of planning goes into it. Oh, that's the real key. Okay. Let me share this to some people. Oh, okay. Wait. I can. Can they not hear you in the?
No. Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Well, you're echoing.
Yeah, I think, do you have me muted in the Discord?
That might be a thing.
Yeah. Let me see.
Say something.
Something.
Oh, yeah. I did not have you muted in the Discord.
Okay. Yeah. So I think my other mic was just muted from when I switched over the meetings.
Okay. Let me send this. This is hectic.
All right. So, yeah, one of my buddies said he couldn't hear me when he switched over to the link. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But now he can. He was just on the lag, like the lag between streaming.
I'll send this to my family chat because they might actually enjoy watching it.
Thanks, Anthony. You always look good too.
They might enjoy watching it live. Oh, it's got the Zoom thing at the bottom too?
Yeah.
My family chat. I need to hear you say something because they might actually enjoy watching it.
Thanks, Anthony.
Oh, yeah, nice. We got the young Anthony Lenekis in there too.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how I know this is going to be a good show already.
Yeah, if Anthony's there, sweet Anthony.
Sweet Anthony.
A saint, really, in the Hubbard household.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I am ready.
All right. We will start the podcast in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Silence Your Cell Phones. My name's Kevin, here with my buddy and co-host, Jarrett.
Live and in color.
Hey, live. Emphasis on the live part, because for those of you listening on the podcast, we are doing a YouTube live for the first time while we record our podcast. So it's kind of neat, really cool, and hopefully a step in the right direction, I think, for the podcast.
Yeah, it should help us get consistent YouTube videos up instead of having to wait.
Yeah, because your video guy is just awful, truly.
Yeah, he's dog meat, but that's neither here nor there. Kevin.
Yes, sir.
What did you watch this week?
What did I watch this week? I started the week off terribly. I watched the 355.
Ah, yes.
Yes. The 355. Blue Period was our show I watched. And been enjoying that so far as well. We'll get into that here shortly. Clue, which was also my movie, so I'll get into that shortly. And I started rewatching Criminal Minds season 1.
Nice.
It's been years since I watched it. Somebody recently watched it, and I wanted to take a look and see that again, because I think when I was watching it, it was live on TV when TV was a thing, and people were doing that regularly.
Yeah, network television.
So it's been it's been literal years since I did that, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of watching much of anything this week, to be honest. It's been kind of busy at work, and you know how that goes.
I do respect all of that.
But I did get in what I was supposed to get in, so that was the important thing.
Important.
Jared, what did you get into this week?
I watched, like you, the 355 and Blue Period. I did Seven, which was my mystery movie. I can't remember if I talked about it last podcast or not, but I watched Lady Bird. I think I did. I think I mentioned that, or at least talked to you about it. Then I watched a movie last night called The Edge of 17 with Haley Stanfield and Woody Harrelson.
Haley Stanfield, is that the
Hawkeye girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you knew where my brain was.
Yeah, probably her. I mean, she was in Pitch Perfect. I've seen her do some stuff. It's probably her best acting performance I've seen her in.
Okay.
Edge of 17 is really good. Comedy, dark humor, all about all of it.
Okay.
And then I think that's it.
What did you think about Lady Bird, though? Because I saw it came up. I want to say it's critically acclaimed.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, it's up there with as far as high school coming of age type stuff. It's up there with Perks of Being a Wallflower. I don't know if I like it as much as I like Perks, but it's more comedy than Perks was.
Sure.
But it's really good. Timothy Chalamet's great. I forget the name.
Typical Timothy Chalamet.
Now let me look up the main actress, because she was also great. I think she was also the main daughter in Little Women. Yeah, I'm going to butcher this name.
Oof. Hate that.
Saoirse Ronan?
You know what? It sounds right.
Can I get a Wikipedia pronunciation, please?
That
doesn't help me either.
So Perks of a Wallflower, good. That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower is just a different level of, and I've got a guilty pleasure for high school coming of age movies. They're one of my favorites, but all three of those were good. I think Edge of 17 is probably up there now.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's great.
I find that here recently, especially, we watched True Detective, and which he starred in season 1 alongside Matthew McConaughey. And then we saw Venom, in which he was Carnage. And I've got to say, his performances of late have been very good. I think he's slept on as an actor.
I think
he's talented.
I think Edge of 17 was like 2016. So it's not a newer movie, but
right.
I saw it pop up.
Well, I mean, in his later years.
I'm
not talking about, because he was the early 90s,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. He just kind of has it all. No matter what role you need him to play, he steps up. Like, he was a history teacher in this movie.
Oh, I can totally see that.
And he's just got this really dry sense of humor that, it's like endearing almost, but he's a complete smartass.
Yeah.
And so having that same kind of humor,
I can get on board. I could see Woody doing that.
I could vibe with. So yeah, it's really good flick. Okay,
well, we have a pretty big show in store for you guys today.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff has went down in the last week. As most of you know, the Golden Globes happened.
Yep.
And so we're going to review the Golden Globes, winners, losers, all that good stuff, nominees, because in my opinion, if you're nominated, there really are no losers. I think being nominated for something that important is pretty pretty significant in
It's
its
pretty
own
high
right.
praise just to, people think highly enough to put you up there with the best of the year.
Sure. Sure. But before we do that, I would like to introduce a new segment. And this comes to you courtesy of Dane. What's Dane's last name?
McGlone.
Dane McGlone, who introduced a book to Jarrett called Everyone's a Critic. Jarrett was kind enough to get me a book as well. And it is a 52-week challenge with a different prompt every week, which basically is going to enhance your knowledge of cinema. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to give the prompt and what I would be watching for the week. Every week we discuss it on the podcast, and you are more than welcome to join, right?
Yeah, do you have your copy with you so you can show them what it looks
So
like?
I do not. I put it's at work.
Okay, mine's on my kitchen table, but
If you want to grab it, you can. That would be
I
great.
think I will go grab it just so people
Okay.
can kind of see if they want to order it.
Sure. And I'll discuss the prompt. So the first week's prompt is actually watch, and they have to be movies you haven't seen, right? So watch.
I guess technically not, but I think the fun of it is to pick movies that are going to challenge you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
So yeah, this is what it looks like if I can get my camera to quit blurring it out.
Yeah.
I think it's like $9 on Amazon. Every
Okay.
little, yeah. Everything just, it asks you, director, who did the music, just all the little stuff about a movie. So you have to pay a little more attention when you're watching the film, which I think is great. So yeah, I think it was like $9.95. Again, Amazon Prime. Got here in 2 days, super fast. So if you want to pick up.
All right. Did you what'd you say? I missed it.
Yeah, I was just showing them like what the prompts look like.
Oh yeah.
That it's asking you like, why did you choose the film? Have you seen it before? Would you recommend it? Do you think like
what characters do you identify with?
Yeah, like the first prompt is like best picture, and it asks you stuff like, do you think it deserved the award and stuff like that. So you have to, like I said, pay a little more attention when you watch the movie. But making movies interactive is fun. So you're not just like on your cell phone the whole time missing the film.
Yeah. So the thing that I really like about it is that it is interactive. So when you watch a movie, or at least when I watch a movie like in a theater, there are certain things that aren't really going through my head. Like generally who wrote it, who directed it, who did the score, who did all the behind the scenes stuff, which the book asks you for. But then it also asks you things like, what characters do you most identify with, least identify with, should it have won the award or whatever. Yeah. So like for this week, it's pick a movie that has won, what's the
best picture?
Best picture. So pick a movie that's won best picture, right? So for this week, I'll give you my selection and you're welcome to join me as I watch it. I chose The King's Speech, and I believe that won in 2012 or 2011 maybe. And I'm looking at now as I'm talking.
Yeah.
But I will be watching it this week, and then next week I will go through my answers for the prompting.
Yep.
And then Jarrett will do the same thing, right? You're going to do the same thing with your selection.
Yeah. I think for best picture, I'm going to do Casablanca.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that is kind of how we're going to play this, and it'll be a fun thing that we do every week. So really looking forward to that, and starting something new that's going to hopefully enhance, my knowledge of movies and cinema. And
yeah, I'm super excited because I think my weakest part of movies is older films.
Yeah,
like pre-70s, even though 70s are old films.
Sure.
But like I don't watch any 1920s, 1940s movies on the regular. So stuff like this is really going to let me do that and give me a reason to watch stuff like Casablanca, which I wouldn't. Besides it, I guess it's considered one of the best movies of all time,
Was it
but
like 1930 or something?
1942.
42.
Yeah. So, but even then, I never really had any motivation to watch it, but now
Sure.
gives me a little bit extra stake in the game.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that I was wanting to do as well was watch some older movies because, we watch movie trivia schmodown and it comes up so often, right? These older
Yeah.
movie titles and they'll do by decade, 60s, 50s, 70s, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just good knowledge to have in general, especially for what we do on a weekly basis is we talk about movies. So building that up is should be beneficial for us, for people that listen. So yeah.
Awesome. I'm down.
So big shout out to Dane. Thank you so much. It's a great idea, man.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah, it is awesome. Thank you.
And also, Dane, be ready because we're going to be having you on the show in the next couple of weeks, bud.
Yeah, we're gonna need you.
Yeah.
It's Oscar season.
It is. It's award season. So we're going to need your ginormous brain. So that being said, let's go ahead and discuss first the movies that we were supposed to watch this week.
Do you want to do that first, or do you just want to get the 355 out of the way?
Oh, let's do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just do that.
Yeah, that movie was bad.
It was not good.
Not Space Jam 2 bad, but it's not much better.
Let me look up because it's interesting to me. I'm curious to know how this movie scored. Okay, there's no way it's any good. Like it's just
it was a 23 on Rotten Tomatoes last time I saw.
I mean, the IMDb has it as a 4.6, and that astounds me. That literally blows my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty generous.
I'm sure Rotten Tomatoes is actually probably even lower now, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what the audience score is though.
There's no way the audience score is that good.
I would hope not, but I've seen weirder stuff.
82. It has an 82 audience score right now. There's no way.
How many reviews?
Don't say it.
No, I'm asking. Like for the audience score, how many?
Oh, I thought you were going to finish that up. You know what? I'm just going to stop there. 250 plus verified ratings for the audience score. The critic score is a 26 with 164 reviews. And they got this one right because that movie was a clown show. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was so bad. And, it's not before people start jumping on us. It's not that the entire cast was women. I liked the cast, honestly.
Yeah.
The actresses they got are good actresses that I've enjoyed in other films. It's just, there was it just wasn't believable to me. Like the way the guns looked, the way the guns reacted. Like when we're growing up in a time with John Wick and all these really good choreographed action films, this was bad.
Yeah, and so the plot wasn't good. The shot selection wasn't good. The action scenes were not good. I thought the acting was okay. The chick that plays Deej was my favorite part of the show. I thought she was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And her name is not here for some reason. Why is it not here? I will mess that up. Lupita Nyong'o. Anyway, she was the best part. Character's name was Deej. She was the technological wizard for MI6. She was dope.
So. Yeah, I mean, she was cool. I don't know. I don't think that female action movies necessarily have to do the same thing that John Wick does. Right? Like there are things that women spies and secret agents and stuff bring to the table that guy secret agents can't.
Right.
Like, I mean, generally they have to be smarter, right?
Right.
Because they're not as big as the 6'8" guys that they might have to fight.
Sure.
So they have to bring in a quality of finesse that I think didn't get brought in this movie. Like they were just trying to show that they're action stars.
Right.
And I think they missed out. Like it could have been a really good movie had the finesse, had the poise, had the setup been there. but I laughed in that movie a lot because there's some bad scenes.
Yeah, and that's like negatively. So it wasn't like comic laughter. It was like, this is so bad. It is causing me to laugh out loud in the movie theater at a time when you're really not supposed to be laughing.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think one of the biggest things with action movies or movies that are built as action movies is choreography.
Yes.
Of which this movie's was terrible.
Yes.
Right. So it's something that when I'm going into an action scene, regardless of who's playing the characters, the choreography needs to be on point. So if you remember Snake Eyes, they had the lady, I can't remember her name, the older lady that was like the helper at the house.
Yeah.
Who was awesome. Like, her fight scenes were legit, but that choreography was done correctly.
Yes.
So that's the biggest difference here, is that it wasn't there in this movie.
Yeah, I think had the choreography been better, the 355 would have probably been the same level of movie Snake Eyes was.
Sure.
To me. But Snake Eyes had bad acting.
Yes.
Good action scenes, and the 355 had nothing.
Yeah.
Like, not I don't even know if there's a redeeming quality of the movie.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing. The last thing that I'll say about this movie was that it was predictable. Yes. Okay. Extremely predictable. Right. And that's not something I particularly like about movies. Like, at least you can predict pretty much any movie in the vaguest sense, right? Like, oh, the good guy's going to win. Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, X is a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Don't make it that predictable.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I think I saw today that the break even, once you count production and marketing for this movie, was $155 million. And over 2 weeks, it's made $4. So I know they set it up to where we might get a 355 too.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. If it's going to cost them $100 million.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's really tough. I sympathize with, because like you said, I mean, I don't necessarily mind the actors and actresses that were in the movie.
No, I like Jessica Chastain. And the girl that played Deej and all that.
Yeah, and I really like, what's the guy's name?
Sebastian Stan.
Yes, you already knew who, because he's in a few things, and he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's Bucky.
Yes, he is Bucky.
Yeah, and I like Bucky a lot.
They just missed the mark, man.
Yeah, it just wasn't. And going into it, I basically had to drag you and our buddy Andrew into it because we all knew.
We did.
We knew.
I said before, I said on last week's episode that I would go in with an open mind, and I did, truly. I really did.
It only takes about 15 minutes of that movie before.
Yeah, because the opening scene in the compound is just ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous. It's just so.
It's real easy to shut down. 20
so
minutes
far
into the
away
movie.
from realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
I don't just so we're clear. This is not a movie I recommend anybody watch. Let us take that bullet for you. We did.
Yeah, and that's why we do it. We were hoping. We saw the trailers. We saw the trailers and we were like, I hope something else comes out that week. that way we could dodge it. But first weekend, January, nothing else.
Yeah.
And so therefore we were punished for our good deeds.
We were. But the good news is that hopefully we got one of the worst movies we'll see out of the way for the year.
If we see one worse than that, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. So not quite Space Jam 2 bad, but still pretty bad. I give it what did I give Space Jam?
I don't know. I gave it a fat 1 star.
Yeah, one star.
Yeah.
And that's from my girl Deej, because she was awesome.
She was pretty awesome.
So,
but now to good movies.
Let's talk about good movies. So this week you gave me the movie Clue,
Mhm.
which was a classic murder mystery movie, um, satire, and it was. Let me look this up because I think it was 80,
Yeah, it was 81.
88, right?
Oh, it might be 88.
Clue, IMDb. Here we go. 19. It was actually right in the middle. 1985.
Okay.
I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I think it's typical 1980s humor, a lot of clever one-liners, witty responses. I think that is I think that was very prevalent then. And I think it's comedy that lasts, that still holds water, right?
Yeah,
So I thoroughly enjoyed the brand of humor. Tim Curry, I love him.
he's great in everything he does.
He's phenomenal in everything that I've seen him in. He's great. And then you've got what's the guy's name? Now I can't think of it. He plays no. Why isn't he here? He's like the biggest name in the movie.
Oh, I don't know. Tim Curry's pretty big.
Nah, well, yeah, he's probably not as big as Tim Curry, but he's pretty close. No, Christopher Lloyd.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd, the other big name in the movie, as Professor Plum, and they're fantastic. It's funny, man, because one of the prompts in the book is to see an actor's early film,
right.
and it was really cool seeing Christopher Lloyd and Tim Curry,
Young.
and young. I mean, Tim Curry, he was a stud. He was a good-looking cat, man, back in the day. So, and he was probably the best actor on screen, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I believe that.
But no, the movie was fantastic. I enjoyed the trope of it being a murder mystery comedy, and
Yeah.
they actually played on the classic murder mystery trope, which was really cool to me. So, I'd give this movie a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I
I
loved
respect
it. So that it was a really fun watch, and yeah, it was at times there was some pacing stuff,
Yeah.
but I think for a movie of its time period, it's pretty typical. So yeah, that's where I'm at on Clue, man. Great
Nice.
movie, great choice.
Thank you. You gave me 7.
I did.
Not a comedy.
Not a comedy.
It's Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey. A really good, just dark, gritty murder cop drama. You have a murderer who is killing people at random, or what seems to be at random, per the 7 deadly sins. So there's this kind of, I guess, stress level, because you have Brad Pitt, who's a new hot-tempered homicide detective who gets teamed up with Morgan Freeman, who's 6 days away from retiring. And this murderer shows up, and he's the only one smart enough on the force to even keep track with him. And it's one of those that the big reveal was great. Because it's one of those that, you get the reveal kind of like with 45 minutes left in the movie, and you're like, what goes on from here? And then you find out,
Nothing.
Yeah, his whole intentions were to get caught. He turns himself in after the entire movie of them trying to catch him, and then it's like, why would he do something like that? And then it's like there's layers to his plan, so it kind of keeps the viewers on his toes. There's some very graphic scenes. The first kill, the gluttony kill, he basically made a guy eat spaghetti until the inside of his stomach exploded. Yeah. Like
it's been years since I've seen that movie, but
that
sounds pretty bad.
It's dark. Kevin Spacey plays such a good crazy guy.
He does. We were talking about that.
Yeah, and it's not,
Spacey fan.
and he's not like the wild crazy type. He's like there's some screws loose in the way his mind thinks.
Yeah.
Type crazy. Like he validates all of his actions with kind of rationale that you're kind of sitting there and you're like, I get it. It's screwed up, but I get it, which I think makes him scarier than just someone who's doing crazy things with no rationale.
Right. Just to be a sociopath.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, great movie. I think I gave it an 8, 4 stars.
Yeah,
So,
it was one of those that like when I was looking up, it constantly came up as one of the better murder mystery movies of its time. So yeah, for me that was a no-brainer, especially it being a Brad Pitt movie. I knew that that's something that you would enjoy.
I do love me some B-Rad.
Yeah, who doesn't though? Who doesn't love Brad Pitt? All right. I was actually looking for movies to give you.
Prepared as always, I see.
Well, yeah. You know, there's a movie that I want to see that I'm going to give you because I want to see it and for literally no other reason than that.
Sure.
Are we doing this now?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So for this week, I am giving you a movie that I know you've seen this movie. I'm sure you love it. 2006 is called The Prestige.
Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale.
Yes. And so I've always wanted to watch it. I've never seen it. So I'm giving it to you so I can watch it.
All right. This is a movie that I think, not The Prestige, the one I'm giving you, is very cult classic-y.
Okay.
Like it's one of those that I don't think ever got the recognition it deserved. It's tough. There'll be some onion cutting in your apartment. It's called The Lovely Bones.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. Okay.
Mark Wahlberg is in it. I think he plays the dad. So
Marky Mark himself, the one and only Marky Mark.
Yeah, it's rough. Like it is a very emotional movie. It's a good murder mystery. Because, well, I'll just let you watch it. I won't give away anything because that's half the fun of the murder mystery. But I like the way the story is told.
Right.
It's very untraditional to murder mysteries. But I think the entire acting, the guy who plays the bad guy is just super creepy. Everything about it's good. So
awesome. I look forward to it. Is your background moving? How did you do that?
It's just one of the preset Zoom ones.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah,
that was great. Okay. Anyways, okay. So you gave me the Lovely Bones, and I gave you The Prestige. We'll come back next week with some high quality reviews of each film.
Yep.
And let's go ahead. Let's jump ship. Let's hop into the meat, the potatoes of this episode.
The taters, as we call them here in Sweet Home Alabama, the taters. Let's talk about the Golden Globes because we saw some things that we liked from the Golden Globes. And I tell you, Jared, after seeing some of the results, I think we're on the right track, man. I mean, I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, truly.
You know, there was a couple movies that I hadn't seen that either won or got nominated, but I think top to bottom, like we are on the same page with at least the Golden Globes.
Yeah. The Oscars are a different beast, but like the Golden Globes, I mean, look at us, dude.
Yeah.
No, look, here's the thing. There are a lot of movies that I hadn't seen, but it's not because they weren't movies that I don't want to watch, but because of their availability in our location.
Which is, super awesome because I found that theater today downtown that only shows indie movies.
Yeah, that's exciting.
They're not showing big things. So I think this coming year, if there are some movies that we want to see, we can definitely we can catch them there.
So the thing was we saw the Licorice Pizza trailer like 38 times in theaters, and we had been talking about that movie and going to watch it for a while. right? But to our knowledge, it just didn't release near us, and so it was one that we didn't really get to watch, unfortunately. Cyrano was another one that we didn't get the chance to watch because it released in like smaller theaters that weren't necessarily,
It releases everywhere on the 28th of this month, though.
Yeah, so I've already planned on. I mean, and it's a musical too. So
we sent for musicals.
Absolutely. So we'll be watching that. I think you said the 28th.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be watching that.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I have the list pulled up.
Okay. And, let's go through it.
And just run through the winner and the nominees.
Yep.
So for Best Picture, The Power of the Dog won.
Yeah.
Again, it's just the weird thing about that movie is when I first watched it, I didn't know how I felt about it. But then a couple of days later, I was like, that movie was pretty good. And then, the more I think about that movie, the better that movie is. To me, at least.
So for me, it's the individual performances of the main characters of the cast.
Yeah.
Obviously, I sent for Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's a phenomenal actor and a super talent. But you pair that with Kirsten Dunst, who also did phenomenal with the guy, I can never remember his name, but the redheaded guy, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then the son, who also did a great job.
Yeah, he got nominated for some other stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. But the other nominees were Belfast, Coda, Dune, and King Richard. I think, I've been huge on the Dune train.
Yeah.
They were a lot of the awards that I gave out was for Dune. But me and you both, we saw King Richard. And we knew that movie was something else.
Yeah.
And the performances that we got in that movie were great. So to see it was nominated is pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that.
Yeah. I didn't get to see Belfast, which I want to because it's all over the place.
Yeah.
I will say this, Coda. I watched that.
You watched that recently, right?
Like last week.
Yeah.
Maybe the first week in January. And it might have cracked my top 10 all time.
Really?
Like,
I think was that the one you texted me about and said, I think this movie is in my top 10.
Like instantly, and it's, we make the joke about like people cutting onions and stuff. I was ugly crying in Coda. Like it was big at Sundance. I'm glad it got the recognition it deserved because I thought all of the actors were fantastic. The dad, who I looked up his stuff, he's like an improv sign language. I mean, he's deaf, but he does like improv sign language. So like some scenes where he was describing stuff were so funny. And the whole cast is great. So I highly suggest anyone with Apple TV to watch that as soon as possible.
That was the movie where the girl sings, but she comes from a deaf family.
Yeah, she's the only one that can hear in her family. Her older brother, mom, and dad are deaf, and her passion is singing. So her family doesn't really understand why she wants to pursue that because they can't ever hear it. So it's hard for them to understand wanting to sing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even that's just like really powerful.
It's
just the plot.
It's I won't say it's a funny movie. It's very lighthearted. Yeah, it's a feel-good film.
Sure.
Like the ugly crying was happy crying, not boo-hoo crying. But
right.
And I'll say it if you're new to the channel and you're watching this now, I do cry in movies.
Oh yeah.
I'm not ashamed of it.
No, not at all.
It's a badge of honor.
So I just realized that we have a chat.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Yeah. So. I've been trying to check it every now
better
and then.
Than me. I didn't even know until just now.
Yeah, I got it up on my phone.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to set it up by my computer, so it's bam right there. Okay. Anyways, so I'll do the next one. So best motion
Yeah.
picture went to The Power of the Dog. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture. Nicole Kidman being the Ricardos, which I haven't seen. And to be honest with you, I was not aware of this before I saw who won.
Neither was I.
So the only thing Nicole Kidman does that I'm aware of right now is the AMC thing, where she's talking about
where she makes this so passionate plea about why going to the movies is important. I saw her at least 47 times last year.
Yeah. It was a bunch. So we saw her all over the silver screen last year. So, but no, this is something that she's a good enough actress in pretty much anything that she does that I would give being the Ricardos a watch.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it, it got recognition for a huge award. So that alone, I'll probably give it a watch. Other nominees on this list: Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Lady Gaga, House of Gucci, and then Kristen Stewart, Spencer. We saw House of Gucci in theaters, and the question was tossed around whether or not we thought Lady Gaga would get an award. And I even made the comment during the trailer that I thought her performance in that movie would get her an award. After the movie, I said, I don't think she would win it, but I think she would get nominated. Yeah. So it's really cool to see that she got some recognition as somebody who's usually a singer, more so than actor.
Yeah, acting is not her first avenue.
Yeah, so it was really impressive, the fact that she could stand alongside the likes of Adam Driver, Stanley Tucci. There's a huge cast in that movie, and she didn't look out of place. I think that speaks volumes to her acting ability. So yeah, really glad to see her name on there as well.
Yeah, I didn't see Spencer, The Lost Daughter, or The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Sure.
I wanted to see The Eyes of Tammy Faye. That's got Andrew Garfield in it. Obviously, Jessica Chastain does well in the movie, or you don't get nominated. I don't know anything about The Lost Daughter, and Spencer's been on my list for a while. I just haven't rented it yet. That's Kristen Stewart plays Princess Diana, and I think she looks just like her from the trailers I've seen.
Yeah.
And I like biopics, so it's definitely one that's been on my list. I just need to sack up and watch it.
Yeah, no. And Kristen Stewart, for those fans of Team Edward and Jacob and all that Vampire Diary stuff, Kristen Stewart was, from what I was told, good in those movies.
What you were told.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to lie to me. Don't lie to the people. We know.
No, so that there's some movies that we'll probably end up watching at some point this year. Anything that's, like I said, anything that's capable of getting a recognition like this is definitely something that I'll watch. Yep. So, go ahead. Can I get the next one, man?
Nah. I've crapped on him enough. I think it's only right that I celebrate him.
Yes.
So we have Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, winner Will Smith for King Richard. And again, for those of you who know me, I'm a very big critic of Will Smith. And it's not that I don't like Will Smith. It's I expect more from Will Smith. So I'm kind of like the baseball dad, right? When he strikes out, I'm upset because I know he has the ability to do more. And King Richard, he was second on my list behind Benedict Cumberbatch. But obviously, good enough to win. And I agree wholeheartedly. It's not something that I think is surprising or should be surprising. He was fantastic as Richard Williams. That movie really surprised me this year. It was one that I expected to like, but not love. and it was great.
Yeah, we went and watched that in films, and for anybody that is a fan of the show, you know that I'm a huge Will Smith fan. I mean, he's most of my heart picks in just about any category that we've done. I love Will Smith, and it was really, really, really awesome to see him perform in King Richard. And after the movie, we were doing the thing where we talk, and it was the first time Jarrett was like, that's a performance that could get him an award, right? And I mean, he was fantastic. I would love to see more of this from Will Smith because he is capable of it.
Yeah, give me more of that, Will Smith.
Yeah,
and we can start talking. And I'm man enough to admit, I'll swallow my words.
Yes.
But no, very well deserving. Congratulations, Will, if you ever listen to this.
Which he will.
Yeah, just start on this episode. Ignore the other ones.
Yeah. No, watch the other ones because he'll hear me praising him, right? Regularly. He'll be like, yo, that Kevin guy is probably my biggest fan. I am.
Yeah, same.
I was there for Wild Wild West. I was there for, what was it called? Earth? No. What was that movie?
Earth One?
Earth One? The one with Jaden?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nightmare. Oh, that was bad. Right? So.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
The nominees for that category were Marshala Ali for Swan Song, Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. I didn't see Swan Song. We talked about Being the Ricardos. Tragedy of Macbeth comes out on Apple TV the 14th.
It will get watched.
Yeah, it's an A24 film. It's got a lot of Green Knight vibes, which makes me excited. They're also they're showing it at that movie theater.
Yeah, we're going. We'll go.
Yeah,
I'm down.
They're showing that and Licorice Pizza, so that might be my new favorite place.
Yeah, I could get on board with that.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely get our indie movies out of the way. So that would be really cool. I'm actually glad you found that.
Yeah.
But anything with Denzel, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
That's all you need.
Yeah, he's at an age now where he can do stuff like this, man, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So
same.
So there we go. Winner Will Smith for King Richard, and the Serena and Venus Williams biopic. Best motion picture, musical or comedy, and we were all over this, Jarrett.
Yeah.
Winner West Side Story was a movie that we saw in theaters, very high praise. I thought it was fantastic. It wasn't my selection, right, for musical or comedy. I think me and you both were on the Tick Tick Boom train.
Yeah, but we also didn't have, I guess our categories weren't musical / comedy either. Like we were strictly musicals. So like obviously Don't Look Up and Licorice Pizza weren't on our board.
Yeah. But Serrano, Don't Look Up, Licorice Pizza, and Tick Tick Boom were nominees. But to be honest, I would have been okay with West Side Story or Tick Tick Boom winning.
I mean, as much as I love Tick Tick Boom, and I enjoyed Tick Tick Boom more than I enjoyed West Side Story.
Yes.
West Side Story, top to bottom, for everything that encompasses making a movie, was a better movie than Tick Tick Boom.
It was better shot.
Yeah.
The cinematography. Thank you. I had words. And we're live now. I've got all this pressure.
Yeah.
The cinematography of West Side Story was far superior, right? But I think the music was better in Tick Tick Boom.
Yes.
I think the acting was just as good. I'm not going to say better because there was some solid acting in West Side Story, which was why Tick Tick Boom won mine. That was why it won mine. Yeah. But I'm perfectly okay with West Side Story winning this. They're just as deserving. just as great. And it was a Steven Spielberg classic.
Yeah.
Like the guy doesn't miss,
No, very rarely, if at all.
So yeah, it was best motion picture for musical or comedy.
I think we're looking at different lists. Kevin, what's the next category on yours? And
I've got best performance by an actress in a motion picture.
We already did that one.
No, we did.
In a motion picture?
In a musical or comedy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to scroll down a little bit more.
Yeah. So for the best actress in a musical or comedy, to piggyback off the West Side Story win, we have Rachel Zegler, who played Maria in West Side Story. She was great. I think that might have been, I don't know if that was her first movie. It's the first thing I've ever seen her in.
I haven't seen her in.
Yeah, she was solid.
She was.
I think, I don't know if I had her. I forget what I had her on my list. I know she was on there. I might have had her winning. But we have, for the nominees, Marion Cotillard for Annette, Elena Haim for Licorice Pizza, Jennifer Lawrence with Don't Look Up, and Emma Stone for Cruella, which I did not see Cruella.
I'm actually surprised to see Emma Stone's name on there for Cruella. Not to say that she wasn't deserving, just that the reviews I saw of the movie weren't really that good.
Yeah, it didn't blow anybody away.
But Emma Stone is a phenomenal actress, and I've seen her in a bunch of stuff. She's great. So I'm sure her performance was really, really good. Now, was that a musical?
No, I think it was a comedy.
Was it?
Dark comedy, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think unless there might be singing in it, they might be counting it as a musical.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we know Annette was supposed to be good. Haven't seen it yet. Licorice Pizza, obviously, we want to see. Don't Look Up, I enjoyed a lot. Jennifer Lawrence was really great in that movie, as she normally is in most of her films.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. The Alana Haim from Licorice Pizza, I haven't seen her in a lot. So I'm hoping this kind of, and if I get it wrong, if she's super popular, I'm sorry. But I'm hoping I see her more. Because from what I've seen of the trailers, I've enjoyed the scenes. So,
all right, this one would be this should be a U category, but since you took Will Smith, I'm going to take this one.
Yeah,
I've got best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Winner, I think this was an absolute blowout. Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom. We talked about it in our award podcast, just how good Andrew Garfield was in this movie, and he had a big year. So I am looking forward to seeing more Andrew Garfield. You forget how talented of an actor he is, and then you pair that with him literally learning how to sing for this role, and the sky is just the limit for this guy, truly.
Yeah.
I couldn't learn how to sing if I wanted to learn how to sing.
Yeah.
So this is pretty insane for him to be able to do something like that.
It's almost infuriating because
a little bit.
I Googled it. I was like, is that actually Andrew Garfield singing? And they were like, yeah, he learned 3 months before the role. And I was like, oh, that must just be nice. Like, okay, I guess I'll learn to sing.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, so Andrew Garfield winner for Tick Tick Boom. Phenomenal movie. Highly recommend it. Probably my favorite musical, and that's saying a whole lot.
So here's the question.
Yeah.
Because this is also something I've had an internal struggle with, because I wanted to say the same thing.
The Greatest Showman?
Yes.
Yeah.
You like it?
I knew exactly. Yeah, you know what? I do. And I think the reason why is because I appreciate the fact that I didn't necessarily know anybody from the cast other than Andrew Garfield.
Right.
And they blew me away. Right.
That's fair.
With The Greatest Showman, I knew a lot of the cast, so I expected it to be phenomenal, which it was. But I think the surprise factor of Tick Tick Boom kind of puts it over the top for me because I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't expecting it. It was just great.
Yeah.
Just pure greatness.
I respect that.
Yeah.
And I agree.
So, but yeah, I knew you were going to ask that because it is tough, but it is definitely, man. Other nominees: Leonardo DiCaprio, Don't Look Up.
Leo. If he's in a movie, he's going to be nominated.
Yeah. I mean, here's one: Peter Dinklage, and I love this because I love Peter Dinklage. Ever since we saw the trailer, we were literally sitting beside each other in the theater when we saw the trailer for Serrano. And I looked at Jarrett and he's already looking at me and we're like, that's going to be a good movie. And sure enough, it's all over the place here. So doesn't surprise me to see Peter Dinklage's name. Cooper Hoffman, Licorice Pizza, and Anthony Ramos in The Heights. And I was a big fan of Anthony Ramos, huge fan of In the Heights. Again, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's just a winner. So
he is in every sense of the word.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't miss either. He's like Steven Spielberg for musicals. Well, I say that, but Steven Spielberg can do musicals too.
Yes.
Whatever.
Suck it, Lin-Manuel.
Whatever, Steven Spielberg, we get it. You're great. Oh, you don't have to rub it in with every film that you produce. Anyways, my next thing here is Best Picture Animated, Jarrett.
Best Picture Animated. All right, that is not my next one. Let me find it real quick.
And this actually kind of made me a little mad.
This is the only category that I did not agree with. So Best Picture Animated, the winner was Encanto.
And I'm fine with that. That I'm fine with. I'm okay with Encanto because I did enjoy the film. And it was, if I wasn't such a weeb, right? Like a simp for nerdy anime movies, it would have been in my top 3.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think it's better than Mitchell's versus the Machines or Ron's Gone Wrong.
When I didn't see Ron's Gone Wrong, I was livid. I was so mad.
even if I didn't see Ron's Gone Wrong, if I would have seen Mitchell's versus the Machines, I would have been okay.
Yeah,
because I think both of those movies are fantastic. Encanto has the Disney backing. It's got the name recognition, so I respect that. It was a good movie. I enjoyed Encanto. The other nominees were Flea, which I hadn't seen, Luca, My Sunny Mad. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that last word.
Nah, that's fine.
And then Raya and the Last Dragon, which is not.
That's infuriating.
I mean, Luca was good.
Luca was fine.
It was cute. It was
Luca had the whole, and look, I'm not huge on political narratives in movies, right? But it definitely had it. And people were talking about Luca being a metaphor for sexuality and all that stuff, and you know what? For those people, that's fine. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it as something that children watch with but
yeah, I think it sucks that anytime you have two, especially nowadays, two guy characters that are close, it's always going to be down to, oh well, that's they're showing they're being gay. I'm like, dude, why can't guys just be friends without it being?
Yeah, without it. Well, the thing is that it frustrates me when a movie has. I don't mind movies having a political agenda. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when it's thrown in your face.
Yeah, and
just nonstop.
I didn't get that from Luca.
I didn't either, but that was what I was told.
Yeah, I thought it was just a good kids movie. It
was fine. Yeah, it was fine. It was definitely better than Raya and the Last Dragon. That movie was awful.
I didn't think Raya was awful, but it wasn't.
When we left the theater, I said that movie was not that good.
We didn't watch it in theaters.
Yeah, we did.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
I thought I watched that on Disney Plus.
No, we watched that in theaters. Me, you, Andrew, we were talking about it after. You said, but I was
I
not
mean,
a fan
obviously
after
it
we watched
didn't.
that movie
Obviously, it
theater.
didn't make enough of an impact on me for me to remember seeing it in
Yeah.
theaters. I mean, if Raya would have had some sweet soundtracks, I could see it being up here. But it didn't even. It had no music.
Yeah, because the animation was fine.
Yeah,
The animation was clean.
story
It was
was
very
good.
pretty. Yeah.
Story was good. A little fast paced for me, but yeah, like I said, in Kanto, I'll give it to you. I can't talk about The Flea or Sunny, but Mitchell's versus Machine and Ron's Gone Wrong were better than I think any of those movies on that list, arguably.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree. That one definitely upset me. Seeing Ryan the Last Dragon was like, I don't know, Chief.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah, it's just Disney.
So for me, there's a non-English language. Do
you want to go through all of these or just like?
Well, I wanted to go through the main ones.
Sure.
Oh, this is a U one for sure. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role in any motion picture. I think you were really big on her.
Yeah.
Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. And I thought she was better than the main actress, Maria. I thought acting wise, I thought she gave a better performance overall.
I think 100% had her character been the main character and Maria's character been the supporting actress, she's going to win it all the same.
Yeah.
I think she was the best part of that movie. I loved her character, loved everything she did. I loved her energy. I loved her a lot in West Side Story.
Yeah, no, she was great. And I'm going to mess this up, but Catriona Balfe for Belfast, which we touched on. We haven't really seen that yet, but we will. Kirsten Dunst, Power of the Dog. That was one that we nailed.
What year is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you, Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah. Anjanou Ellis for King Richard.
Loved her.
Yeah. And then Ruth Negra for Passing, which I'm not really sure what Passing is. I don't think I saw that. So
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Ariana DeBose, very much deserving of this award. She was incredible. And I think if you watch the movie, you will agree with me. Jarrett, next thing I have is best performance by an actor in a supporting role in any motion picture.
Yes. So the winner for best supporting actor is Cody Smith-McPhee for The Power of the Dog. Completely justifiable to me. I thought his character was great. I thought he did a great job, especially not folding to Cumberbatch, because a lot of the scenes were just him and Cumberbatch was on a different level that entire movie as far as acting wise goes.
Oh yeah.
So I thought he did a very good job. The other nominees were Ben Affleck for The Tender Bar, which I had Ben Affleck in my list, but not for that movie. So
what'd you have him for?
The Last Duel.
Oh, yeah. Big year for Ben.
Yeah. Jamie Dornan for Belfast, Ciarán Hinds for Belfast, and Troy Kotzer. That was the dad from Coda. I was telling you about the improv guy.
Yeah.
He's a lot of praise to him. Obviously, Belfast has a lot of great acting in it.
I'm pumped to see that movie. I really am. I'm excited.
Yeah, if it wasn't $20 to rent right now, I'd probably already seen it. So I'll wait for it to drop a little bit.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just saw a name that I haven't seen in years.
What, Kirsten Dunst?
No, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea she was on the other side now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for her. And I'll go ahead and touch on that. Best director for any motion picture. Winner Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. Again, that movie's all over the place. Kenneth Branagh, also a director now. He directed Belfast.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Maggie Gyllenhaal, The Lost Daughter. Steven Spielberg, obviously, West Side Story. Denis Villeneuve for Dune. I think we could have called at least 3 of those. I haven't seen Belfast or The Lost Daughter, but
Yeah.
that's really cool to see Maggie Gyllenhaal up there. That's awesome. Good for her.
Yeah, we like the Gyllenhaals.
We do. Supremely underrated. Supremely.
Yeah.
So actually, Jay Gyllenhaal's new movie is going to be a banger.
Ambulance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so pumped.
That'll be a good action movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So I think it's going to be more like Speed.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah. So the next thing I have is you want to do best screenplay?
Yeah, we can cover screenplay with directors.
I've got best screenplay here.
Yeah, so best screenplay, Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. Can't speak too much of it because I haven't seen it, but obviously it's good. Nominees: Paul Thomas Anderson, Licorice Pizza. Paul Anderson is a great director. He's got his own style, which I really enjoy, so I'm not surprised by that. Jane Campion for Power of the Dog. If you win director, you'd probably have the best screenplay. Adam McKay for Don't Look Up. We haven't gotten a satirical film like that in a while, so I can respect that. And then Aaron Sorkin for Being the Ricardos. I'm going to have to look into that movie because I'm very interested in it. Because I like Javier Bardem and Nicole Kidman. So,
yeah, that'll be a good one for sure. I actually thought Don't Look Up. I thought the screenplay was really good, really well done. So,
yeah.
I know when I originally watched it, I wasn't expecting a satire, a political satire when I watched it. But I do appreciate the screenplay. I thought a lot of the dialogue was really well done. Obviously, the people acting it were all superb. I mean, it was Jonah Hill, it was Leo, it was Jennifer Lawrence, it was, Gwyneth Paltrow. Like it was just,
No,
or not Gwyneth,
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, sorry. The cast was just nutty. So they probably could have read me the phone book, and I just said the screenplay was good. So,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the cast was just, they were so good. So this is one. Here's the thing. I've got best original score next.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that purely because I want to start knowing like the people who do the score.
I think that's fair.
I appreciate a well done score.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I'm with you. Is I know when I like the music, and I know when a score is good.
Yes,
but I can't necessarily tell you who's doing it. And I'm with you. I would like to be more well versed in that.
And to me, and I wholeheartedly agree. So for best original score, Hans Zimmer did Dune. And the score for Dune was absurd. It was so good.
I know Hans Zimmer. That's a name I'm very familiar with. So God knows how many of these he has.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every time he's in the studio, it's bangers.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dune was just a classic movie. So it doesn't surprise me to see that he won. I actually thought the score for The King's Man was one of my favorites of the year.
It was good.
Because it elicited whatever. It enhanced the movie and it made me feel things. What's that called when it makes you feel emotions? Like what is that?
Like elicits.
Elicit. That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
Originally. Okay, yeah. It elicits a lot of emotion. It's very powerful. Now I will say this: Jermaine Franco getting nominated for Encanto doesn't surprise me either.
No,
I thought that was a great score. The other nominees were Alexandre Desplat for the French Dispatch. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Johnny Greenwood for The Power of the Dog. Alberto Iglesias for Parallel Mothers, another one I'm not really familiar with. I'm
not familiar with that as well.
But there were some familiar names in that list, and it doesn't really surprise me. So,
all right, what's next on yours?
Next on my list, best original song.
Yeah, best original song, "No Time to Die" by Billie Eilish. I'm okay with that. I obviously I was a No Time to Die fan.
Yeah.
And there's like certain things that James Bond movies have to have for me. And it's opening, a great opening scene.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the scene of the movie, but the songs playing, and you're essentially getting what's going to happen in the movie through like some visual effects. And I thought Billie Eilish showed a lot of range in No Time to Die. The other nominees were King Richard Be Alive, Encanto dos Orguitas, butchered that, Belfast Down to Joy, and Respect. Here I Am Singing. And I want to see I need to see Respect.
So I am livid that the Encanto song they chose was Dos Orguitas. It should have been Surface Pressure, because that was a whole bop.
Yeah, and I don't know what the premise or prerequisites were for best song in a motion picture. I don't know if it has to be the title song or what.
Maybe that's what it is.
So maybe that's why they picked it. I also like Surface Pressure. I also really get jiggy with We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good song.
Really good.
Yeah. But if you'd asked me before and they said an Encanto song would be nominated, I would have said without question Surface Pressure would have gotten the nod.
That's fair.
But whatever. Best television series that is a drama.
Do you want to go through the nominations, or do you just kind of want to blow through the TVs?
We can blow through the TVs, but I will say this. The winner for this one was Succession, and I think the later seasons are supposed to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to watching those. Nominees were Lupin, The Morning Show, Pose, and Squid Game was a huge one. We actually covered that in Binge-Worthy, our Binge-Worthy section.
Two of these.
Two of them, yeah.
Look at us.
Hey, look at us.
We're just subconsciously picking bangers.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. So you go ahead.
Oh, yeah, next is, or I guess, if you want to elaborate, Succession's great. It's exhausting, but it's great. I'll watch the rest of it. It's definitely binge-worthy. Best musical in a comedy series, winner was Hacks. Nominees were The Great, Only Murders in the Building, Reservation Dogs, and Ted Lasso. I've only seen Ted Lasso, so therefore I think this is a awful category. Ted Lasso should have won. I don't know. I'm sure Hacks is great, but I'm obviously impartial to Ted Lasso. That's probably my favorite show.
Murders in the Building is the one that's got
looks like Steve Martin.
No. The singer,
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I might watch it if she's in it because of her acting.
Yeah, she's definitely in it. Yeah, so I have to watch that at some point. Maybe we can do it on a binge-worthy.
Yeah, we can do a binge-worthy.
Yeah. And then so I've got best performance by an actor in a television series. Jeremy Strong played Kendall in Succession. He was great. Brian Cox, the father, also phenomenal for Succession. Both nominated. Lee Jung-jae, who I'm assuming is the main actor in Squid Games.
Yeah.
I thought his acting was atrocious, though, so that doesn't make sense to me. And I'm just being honest. It's just me being honest, guys. Billy Porter for Pose. I haven't seen Pose or Lupin, of which Omar Sy was nominated. But I'm perfectly okay with Kendall getting the nod here. I'm perfectly okay with Brian Cox getting nominated. I think the two are actually phenomenal individually, but even better together when they're on screen together. So perfectly okay with those things.
What's the next category for you?
For me, best performance by an actress in a television series.
Yeah, I got that. Sarah Snook, Succession, surprise. Obviously, Succession, the last season was pretty good. Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mom, The White Lotus. Caitlin Dever for Dope Sick. She was the love interest in Dear Evan Hansen. Andy McDowell and Maid, which Lauren said is really good, so I'll have to check that out. And Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso. Love her. Anything to do with that show, I love. So.
That was not. Oh, you did.
Oh no, that was supporting actresses. I'm sorry.
I'm sitting here
supporting
going,
actresses.
What?
That was supporting actresses.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was on a different page.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, I gave you the supporting actresses. I'll let you give us the main actresses.
Yeah, I've got to scroll all the way up though, because I was like, what the heck is he talking about right now? And then you said Waddingham, and then I knew exactly what you were talking about. Best performance by an actress in a television series drama. The winner is Michaela J. Rodriguez for Pose. Again, that's one I haven't seen. Uzo Aduba In Treatment. Jennifer Aniston, The Morning Show, which I want to watch The Morning Show. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Yeah, it's got a lot of people in it.
Yeah, it's got it's not Cameron Diaz, is it? Who's the
No, it's Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon. Yeah. So I do want to watch that. Christine Baranski for The Good Fight and Elizabeth Moss for The Handmaid's Tale. I want to watch The Handmaid's Tale. I've heard nothing but good things about that. Is that a Hulu?
It is a Hulu.
A Hulu show? Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about that show. So we'll have to give it a watch as well. The next one for me is best performance by an actor in a television series, musical, or comedy. Jarrett, give it to us.
Hold on, let me find it. I know who won it.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
He's the man, the myth, the legend. Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Probably won it 100 votes to nothing, if I had to guess.
The list is actually stacked.
It actually is pretty good. I didn't even know these people were doing TV shows. So, egg on my face. The nominees were Anthony Anderson for Blackish, which has been going on for a while. Nicholas Hoult for The Great, which I haven't seen. Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building.
We've got to watch that show.
Yeah, and Martin Short with Only Murders in the Building. I didn't even know that they were still acting, and they are getting nominated. So good for them.
Yeah, we've got to watch that show. I think that's I think it's a really good show. I'm wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
We can skip these kind of limited series ones.
Yeah. I will say that they had a category for TV motion pictures, and there's some movies in there that I want to watch.
Yeah, motion picture made for television. You talking about like the WandaVision nominee?
Yeah, and like Dope Sick.
Yeah, I want to watch
with Michael Keaton.
Yeah. I think that's the main stuff. I think we hit the main stuff.
Yeah. I would like to say, I think we skipped over Best Supporting Actor.
We did. Yeah, it's like right here. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think
that's awesome.
Definitely important to talk about. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
You can go ahead.
Yeah, so we got Oh Young-soo, who was the older gentleman, number 1 in Squid Games, which I've read a bunch of stories about him, and like apparently he had trouble getting work, and then after Squid Games, he has trouble answering all the phone calls he's getting. So good for you. He was definitely, I think, the best part of Squid Games.
Yes.
Very enjoyable. Nominees were Billy Crudup from The Morning Show, Kieran Culkin from Succession.
Best part of the show.
Yeah, Roman's by far the best.
Yeah.
Mark Duplass from The Morning Show, which is the dude from The League.
Yeah.
And then Brett Goldstein, Ted Lasso. Who's Roy Kent. It's Roy Kent. So, I'll give Squid Games this one because it's a good emotional story, but we all know Roy Kent was robbed. Roy
Kent, the one and only.
The legend.
He's here. He's there. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the Golden Globes. And we got to watch a lot of these. I think we also had high praise for a lot of these movies that we saw here. Doesn't surprise me. Not a single one really surprised me, other than Raya and the Last Dragon. I couldn't get on board for that, but whatever.
Yeah. At least it didn't win. At least it
didn't win. Yeah. So that's good. I'm perfectly okay with Encanto being there. It was definitely in my top 4. Almost made my nomination. Like I said, if I wasn't such a weeb, a nerd.
It's a shame that Mugen Train doesn't get the respect. It's probably the prettiest movie of the year last year.
Yeah, hands down. I actually don't think it's close. I think it's the most visually appealing animated movie that they came out with last year.
Yeah,
and it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So, but other than that, man, I think the Golden Globes were perfectly fine. I'm okay with most of these awards.
Yeah, this is probably the first year in a long time that I can look at this list and say, I saw 90% of every movie that got nominated, as opposed to the last 5 years or so. I will look at it and say, oh, I saw 2 of these.
Right.
And I don't know what else they're talking about. So I have enjoyed that.
Yeah, and now that we have the indie movie theater, then we'll be able to probably watch a lot of them.
Yeah, majority of these, and I definitely plan on stopping by there. I know the movie theater also is the one that does the sidewalk film festivals every August.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'll probably try to stop into that this year. It'll be my first time going. But,
yeah, we'll definitely go.
Yeah.
We'll hand out Silence Your Cell Phone.
Yeah, maybe we can get some
business
guests.
Cards and yeah, that would be sweet.
We can do Silence the Cell Phone.
Can we do a booth?
Goes to the streets.
The mean streets. No, that'd be cool, man. That's exciting.
That would be sweet. We got time to plan for that.
We do.
But I know it's been a little bit of a longer episode, so we'll wrap up here. Thank you, everyone who are stopped in and watched, or if you're listening, thank you for making it this far. As far as, go for it.
Yeah, I was gonna just the movies to expect. Are we doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's a you thing normally. Do you want me to do it?
Do you know everything that's coming out?
Well, I'm looking at it right now. I'm about to.
Okay.
Beep beep. It is the 12th. Scream is coming out this week.
Yep, which is Scream 5.
Yes. Not to be yes, it is. Courtney Cox, David Arquette, all the original Scream people, are going to be in it. I did read a review today, Jarrett. It's not looking great.
I read, one of the guys I listened to for movie reviews said that it's fun if you enjoy the Scream franchise way. He said the kills were awesome, and the self-aware horror tropes that Scream is kind of known for. He said a bunch of the side characters were we're only in this to die. We're not the main character of this movie. Yeah, so some stuff like that. But I'm sure it'll be okay.
I did think it was interesting though, because I did read that he asked, "What's your favorite scary movie?" or whatever. Yeah. And apparently the girl goes, "The Babadook." And I'm like, yes, I get it. I understand the reference because I watched it this year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
It does always feel good.
Little throwback.
So, what else besides
that is all I have. It says Redeeming Love is opening on the 21st. I don't have anything else for this week.
Just The Tragedy of Macbeth.
But that's on Apple TV.
Right? And then I think some movie theaters will be showing it.
Okay. But we will watch that.
Yes, it looks sweet.
So I know Jarrett, you're a fan of the Scream universe, right?
I love the Scream universe. In fact, for the first 2 or 3 years in college, every Halloween we would do a Screamathon, and we would go down to the bottom of whatever dorm we were in to the common room and watch, just binge Scream 1 through 3.
Oh, really? The only thing I can ever think of when they're with Scream is the what? Well,
that's scary movie.
I know, but it's the same mask, and so I equate it to the Scream universe.
Yeah.
but it is a scary movie, is where that's from.
Yeah.
So, fun fact about that.
Fun fact.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's it. That's everything.
Yeah. All right. If you want to reach out to us, we do have an Instagram at Silence Your Cell Phones. You can find us under Silence Your Cell Phones subcategory podcast on Facebook. If you want to email us, you can email us at Gmail, silenceyourcellphone, no S, at gmail.com. If you know us personally, please reach out, text us, DM us, talk to us. You guys are the reason we do this. It's felt really good, especially, it's kind of like small validations when I read the Golden Globe list. Like, I do feel like we know what we're talking about.
Sometimes.
Yeah, if you want to share the podcast with your friends, like and subscribe on Facebook, or not on Facebook, Facebook and YouTube, please. That'll go a long way. We're trying to grow the channel. I know a lot of people use YouTube more than Spotify or the podcast. We'll be doing these every Wednesday. If you guys want to pop in and talk in the chat with us, we'll try to continue to add more topics, segments, do different things, whatever you guys enjoy. Now that we're getting a little more comfortable with YouTube, we can try a lot of different things. But we love you guys. You're the reason we do it.
All right. So you want me to sign us off? No,
yes.
I started this thing. You sign us off. But I will say this. That wasn't easy, was it? Given all the social medias, right? Yeah. That was tough.
Yeah. I mean, I never said it was easy.
I know. I'm just saying. I usually do it, but you
just
took
want,
it.
You just want validation.
Oh. Well, of course I do.
You're great. You're great, Kevin Shelton.
Oh, stop!
You're amazing. I want to hear you say that you're amazing.
We got that on live, right? I can clip that later.
I'll edit it.
Run it back.
As far as the listeners know, we did it a long time ago.
That's fair.
But until next week, guys, and sing.
Nice.
All right, and then we're
still live on YouTube.